I'm Chris. That's Ryan. Welcome to FSB. A lot to get into today. Ryan joins me taking the place of Sam for another episode because, we like to mix things up and we like to give guys some time off. It is currently watching some day baseball, which is one of my favorite things to do, obviously, as we are a baseball show. I want to start with some division standing notes just while as we open it up. And then I'm going to ask you how you are. We are now, I think, 3 weeks into the Chicago White Sox holding that first place spot in the AL Central. Second place is the Twins, third place is the Tigers. The Chicago White Sox are 62 and 57. Castillo made his first start for them yesterday and was absolutely dialed. It looks like he lowered the arm slot even more, unless I'm tripping because of the camera angle. But talk to me about the White Sox real briefly. How impressive have they been after that ad?
Well, how do I put this? I didn't love the Luis Castillo trade for them at
I
the time,
hated it.
but
No, you could say it. He was horrible for
yeah, and
Seattle.
for me it was, hey, I wish you guys did a little bit more.
Mhm.
I understood why I understand that there has to be some restraint with a team that's not they're still in the range of record and win percentage where you can have a really bad month and then your season's over. Even though they do play in a weak division, the weak AL, it's not that weak where you can go like 5 games under and
Yeah.
make the playoffs. What I like about this White Sox team and why I think they feel a little bit more real than some of the other Central teams is, dude, they've got power. Like they can act absolutely in a playoff series. They have numerous guys who can hit like 3 home runs in 5 games, and they're moving on to the ALCS, where, I know the Twins have a little bit of that, but I just don't think they have any starting pitching or bullpen help. I know Jeff Hoffman came in, but again, just not great. The Guardians definitely don't have that. The Tigers have elements of that, but man, they're just in this weird limbo where I just can't get a sense of them. The White Sox have impressed me a lot with their ability to hit for power. I love Sean Burke, and if Luis Castillo can be, if Luis Castillo is a number 3, they're dangerous in a short series, man.
I guess I added pause to the Castillo thing, and not because I agree with you on the restraint comment, but they could have had restraint and added a better player.
I
Like
agree. No,
they could have,
I agree with you.
there was enough pitchers available where they could have had a level of restraint and still added something better, and they just didn't. But I mean, they look right so far. So again, they are up, and then the Guardians, who also bought at the deadline, are now 4 games back, and they're 1 game out of the wild card. They are 3-7 in their last 10. It has been kind of a gross skid. It does not look like things are going to get better. They need to commit to DeLauder hitting leadoff. And they need to try to supplement the offense because Hosey, look, that hamate button, you and I talked about it. It is a power zapper, and Hosey's power is absolutely non-existent. So things have been rough for them. In the AL East, we got Tampa Bay in first place. They are 9-1 in their last 10. They have ripped off 9 in a row. And they've kind of needed it because I think the Yankees have played really good ball the last several series against playoff teams or playoff caliber teams. And ever since the Carabas tweet about don't look now, the Red Sox have lost 5 in a row. And after it being a one game gap between them and the Yankees, it is now a 4-game gap between them and the Yankees. Thoughts on the AL East as it currently sits?
Well, Jared Carabas made sure to tweet about an FSY tweet and take a snapshot of it and post it and do so, jokingly. So, good for him. Good for the Red Sox on following up with that and playing well. Look, I mean, in all seriousness, I think the Red Sox are in a situation where, their offense has been so good for such an extended period of time, but a lot of that offense has come from players who are normally not very good. Like you're getting a lot of offense from Andrew Monasterio. Andrew Monasterio is a short side platoon infielder utility man type. He'd been running like a 180 WRC plus. You were getting Nick Sogard to provide you big at bats. Like if you read out this lineup, Yoshida, Rafaela, Rutschman, Contreras, Abreu, Durbin, Duran, Monasterio, Sogard, it's not a great lineup. It's just not a great lineup on paper. And I think that finally showed reared its ugly head a little bit. Where I do think people are going to go too far is with, all right, so this is all fluke and they're not making the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. They're incredibly likely to do so. They've got great starting pitching. They've got a great bullpen, but I don't think they categorize as the kind of offense that tends to succeed in the postseason. They don't have like the elite hit tool of the Rays. They also don't have like the elite power of the Yankees. And I think that's starting to rear, again, its ugly head a little bit.
You see when teams get hot early and outperform kind of their talent. Sometimes if it is a little bit too early, they start pressing to attempt to stay hot, and they ultimately end up regressing to the mean. It is kind of what ends up happening. Dropping 5 straight to the Toronto Blue Jays has opened up a unique world. Oh, not 5 straight, 3 straight to the Toronto Blue Jays has opened up a unique world where now the Blue Jays are only 2 games back of the wild card. Now, I thought it was weird that they went and added Soriano because I was like, okay, like we're buying right now. But then I look and they got to feel good with what they've been able to do with Dylan Cease and kind of the quick tweaks they've done to the Soriano arsenal. He looks really good, man. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, like they legit have a 1-2 punch that in the postseason you're going to get a lot of Ks from it. And postseason Ks are kind of how you go get it done. Dog, they're 2 games back of that wild card spot, and they got to be feeling good. 7-3 in their last 10, and the way that the Yankees open up a door for the Red Sox to get back into it, the Red Sox just open up a door for the Blue Jays to get back into it. Talk to me about them.
Well, the Red Sox have had trouble with the Blue Jays all year. It's like a weird in-division dynamic here. I want to make 2 notes with Jose Soriano. First, he's stylistically very different from Dylan Cease, which I think is important in a playoff series. Having variance in the kinds of guys you're throwing out is really important. Number 2, doesn't it feel good to trade for a guy whose organization then fires the pitching coach right after? Like, don't you feel like, hey, all right, so clearly you guys didn't do a good job with him. You just told me that. It's got to feel pretty good if you're Ross Atkins, huh?
Yeah, gotta feel good.
I mean, obviously it's not great to see a guy lose his job, but like if you're, I mean, look, we're this is a baseball podcast. Baseball's a business, unfortunately. Like that's just kind of how you interpret things. I also want to know with the Blue Jays, right? And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I do want to note that this did happen semi-recently to the Blue Jays. In 2022, the team was like floundering around 500. Bo Bichette had like a 95 OPS plus, and then he just hit 400 the rest of the year, and they exploded and made the postseason. Now, they also proceeded to have one of the worst wild card losses we've ever seen against the Mariners. Yeah, but they made, I think if you told a Blue Jays fan, hey, you're going to suffer a gut-wrenching wild card defeat, you'll be like, we made the playoffs? Yeah. What? Playoffs? Oh my God.
Yes. It was fun to get there. Let's go.
Yeah, like you'll take it at this point. But Vlad has like a similar feel to him where Vlad has such a good hit tool and he hits the ball so hard that while yes, he's had an awful season. This has been a really bad year for him. He really is just like a 380 BABIP month away from, hey, the Blue Jays are back in the playoffs. Like
from Bo Bichetting it. Yeah, he's
right.
From Bo Bichetting it.
So the reason, and again, that's why I made the comp with Bo, because he has, I think, a better hit tool than Bo does.
Better hit tool and more pop when it's gone.
Right. There's more like, there are a lot of 95 mile per hour line drives, which are like 70% hit expectancy batted balls. So again, I think that the Blue Jays, I'm not telling you the Blue Jays are contenders. It's just that, look, you want me to believe in the Blue Jays or the Rangers? I'll believe in the Blue Jays. No offense to the Rangers. I'll take the Blue Jays. I
agree. In the large part because of how bad Vlad has been, and there's no way he's going to be this bad over the course of a 162. I mean, he has 0 home runs.
Yeah. That's
alarming. That's an alarming stat. No home runs.
I just don't think he's that bad. Like, I can't buy it. You just can't get me. You can't. There is maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but you can't pay me to believe that he's going to have a 97 WRC plus when the season ends.
Is Spencer Jones going to catch him in home runs? Is what Sam and I have been joking about. It's 5 to 6.
Dude,
again, it is 5 to 6.
It's obvious. Again, it's been a horrible year for him. This has been a 5th percentile outcome. I would say the 1st percentile outcome is he misses the whole year, or like he's not like he's been very good defensively. There's a world where he's bad offensively and bad defensively. Yeah. But yeah, like there's really no explaining this one to me. This is one of the most shocking fall-offs I've seen in a while. Like I think the only one that tops that is Raleigh, because he's been way worse defensively and offensively, whereas Vlad is at least again made actually defensive gains.
Did you see I put the Raleigh stat in the show notes today?
Yeah. Oh man, dude, he is
52 hits this year. He had 60 home runs a year ago.
He's just not
good.
He's just not there. I don't know, like, whereas with Vlad, I look, okay, there's a big gap in expected and actual OPS, even though the expected OPS isn't great. Like, I expect this to get back above a 1. We're talking about, there's no way Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a league average hitter. Mm-hmm. Like, Cal Raleigh's having Austin Wells this season.
I mean, worse.
Yeah, he's been worse than Austin Wells.
He's the worst catcher in baseball.
Yeah. He has the lowest batting average in baseball,
Yeah.
and he's one of just 2 players. It's him and Nasim Nunez for lowest for slugging percentages under 300.
After just having the greatest offensive catcher season ever, he's now having the worst offensive catcher season in the sport. Like it's alarming variance.
I'll even add this, I did a short on this and I got, I expect the common talking point to be, well, obviously 25 was an outlier. And yes, I agree, but like this guy for 3 years was 30 home runs, low average, high OBP, great defense.
And this is also an outlier year, I'll add. It's like just
right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm just saying there's no way someone can convince me this was the expected outcome or that I saw him being 35% worse than league average. Even when he first came up, like it was like the cup of tea that he wasn't great in. Like he's putting up those numbers. He's not putting up his like normal 4-win year numbers. This is really, really bad. I'm way more concerned about him than Vlad, considering he plays catcher. Catcher is a position to get beat up at. He's 29. Vlad is, I think, 27. And Vlad doesn't look like he's a worse athlete. Vlad looks like he just like something. It looks mental. It looks very mental. Vlad actually has shown me that he is going to be he is a great defensive first baseman, which is very important to me. Rally has shown that he's a degrading defender, degrading hitter, and he's going to be 30 next year.
And he still flies around the bases a little bit. I definitely enjoy watching Vladdy run around the bases.
Vlad can turn it on. I think Riley's just a regressing athlete. I don't think he's like this bad true talent wise either, but right. Like we saw Sean Murphy go through this. Sean Murphy like suddenly just, oh, you're bad now. You're hurt all the time. Oh, well.
It just happens. It just fell apart. I do want to ask you, of the guys that are new additions on their team, the Sorianos, the Adley Rushmans, has there been one guy that's kind of stood out and impressed you?
So the guy in the AL East that I would point to is Liam Hicks. Like Liam Hicks has been ridiculous for the Rays. He's
and he felt perfect for a fit for the Rays.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was saying, I've been saying for weeks, like trade for Raj, trade for Hicks, just become the most annoying team to ever exist, and lean into that. Hicks is doing the whole I don't strike out, I know whiff, but he's also hitting the crap out of the baseball. And, I think he's, and he's already got +2 fielding run value. You feel like the Rays, one of the sneaky, like really good defensive catching organizations. They do everything so well on the developmental side. If you get like a league average defensive outcome out of Hicks with a 110 WRC plus, he's immediately a top 10 catcher in baseball. How many guys can hit and catch? The answer is, as we know, talking about the Yankees and just looking at AL East catchers in general, it's not easy to do. Very hard to do.
Very few. I mean, right now, his last 15 games, he's slashing 346, 433, and then a 346 slug. So he's just being annoying.
I'm going to steal your thunder here. Here we go. Would you rather have Liam Hicks or Adley Rutschman on those years of service? Given what cost to get him, like what would you have rather done? Made the Liam Hicks trade or the Adley trade?
Hicks.
Right, like, and I'm shocked I'm saying this. I love Adley. I love
dude. I've had a strong stance about Adley living like where I live and like kind of chat around him. I love Adley Rutschman. Hicks easy,
especially when you bake in the cost of acquisition.
Yeah, and like, I worry less about the variance for such a heavy contact hitter.
You also don't have the same like sunk cost fallacy. If Liam Hicks can hit lefties, you can go. He's going.
He wasn't as expensive. I can platoon him.
Right. Adley, if he's like an 89 against righties or lefties, you can't platoon him. You have to play him every day. Granted, he's also such a good defender that you may argue that you just want him to play every day.
Yeah.
But catchers don't play every day. That's like the golden rule of catchers. You're going to get like 130 games at catcher if you are the most durable guy on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get a lot of DH days, or you're just not going to play it. You're not going to do day game after night game like that. That's just part of the position. Liam Hicks, I feel like, again, it's a more seamless fit on a roster, if that makes sense. If his defensive gains are sticky and if they're not, which it could be.
I'm generally right there with you. Yeah. Recently, the Dodgers have been feeling less and less invincible, less and less like the monster. Dave Roberts came out and said, "Hey, we're a wild card team right now." I mean, I don't think Kansas City's very good, but you turn those games on if you stay up that late, and those feel like some heavyweight battles. Then you blink twice and remember this is the Royals, the 2026 Kansas City Royals, and I'm looking across and I'm like, wow. They look beatable. Wow. Superman's not just bleeding. He looks like he's gushing blood. Wow. Scooble's ERA since going to LA is over 4. Wow. Their lineup sometimes looks a little bit anemic and their pitching looks kind of hittable. So am I tripping? Am I coping? Are they losing games intentionally to help the lockout situation for next year? Ryan Garcia, talk me through this Dodgers thing.
So I think a couple of things are happening here. Number one, every team slumps, right? Like that's the old baseball adage, oh, everyone goes through it, and that's normal and that's fair. Yes, of course. I also think the offense gets a little bit top heavy at times, right? Like Muncy, Freeman, Ohtani. Pages is kind of come and go, but I think I would label Pages as a clearly good hitter. That's it. Like that's your offense. Everyone else can't really hit right now. Tucker hasn't hit. He's not a good defender. Betts hasn't hit.
Horrible, bro. Like that I think I don't know what contract is worse right now, him or the Bichette contract.
I would argue. I think it's the Bichette contract. I don't know. That's close.
We'll revisit that.
You know what? I think it'd have to be a Tucker one based on the money. But, you have another like bad defensive corner outfielder who isn't hitting much right now, and Teoscar Hernandez, who actually hasn't hit in like 2 years. Yeah. Will Smith is hurt. He should come back, but he's hurt. Dalton Rushing has a UCL tear and probably can't catch. He also probably couldn't catch in the postseason before that was even an injury issue. Yeah, they get a little top heavy at times, and your top heavy offense, like if Ohtani isn't on fire, you're not going to score. It's very much a thing that I think gets associated with like the Yankees, or I'm trying to think of like maybe like the Mets with Lindor and Soto.
The Phillies.
Yeah, the Phillies. And look, the Dodgers have better depth than these teams. The Dodgers are better than these teams, but they have this same streak to them of, oh no, our secondary guys who are 85 to 95 OPS plus guys are not like they're going through the 60 OPS portion of their season instead of the 110. So where we're at right now, and that I think the Dodgers will be fine.
No, they're going to be fine. And it's funny because I'm bringing this up because they just swept Kansas City, but all of those games felt like absolute dogfights. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because there are times all of our teams go through this where we win series with our teams, even though we are not playing well, and we're able to kind of hide it and cope. They have the Brewers next. And that, I think, is what makes it fascinating timing-wise.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can't ignore the fact that getting a bye changes your World Series odds. It just does, right? You have the Brewers are going to have a 100% chance to be in the ALDS if they win their division and they finish as a top 2 seed. The Dodgers will have like a 65% chance, which is pretty significant. And you and I talked about this. If you're going to knock out the Dodgers,
gotta be early.
Yeah, like the Reds aren't the wild card 3. The Reds were bad. The Reds were not a good baseball team. I think if they drew the Mets, their odds of winning that series would have decreased, even though the Mets had collapsed. But it's just like the raw talent.
Yeah.
They've been kind of kicked around by the Diamondbacks all year. The Diamondbacks, I think, are wild card 3, or they'd get the Phillies, which is also not a favorable short series matchup. The Cubs are not a great short series matchup.
The Cubs, I think, are the worst short series matchup for the Dodgers.
I think the one you want are the Padres. That might sound crazy. I'd want the Padres because the starting pitching is so bad. Like it's either them or the Diamondbacks. But the Diamondbacks, again, it's like they've kicked you around. Maybe you could argue the Diamondbacks because they don't have like a Miller type where the game isn't over in the 9th inning. But it's funny, you'd want one of your rivals. But that also comes with the pressure of, hey, you got to play one of your rivals. And then you got to go play one of Atlanta or Milwaukee. You got to go without your game 1 guy. They can throw out their game 1 guy, which covers a weakness for the Braves, which is their top, like the front, when you go past the front line.
They don't have the true front line guy.
Right. They have Chris Sale. And Chris Sale's
front line.
Chris Sale will beat the Dodgers. Chris Sale will beat like Tyler Glasnow. Or I think he'll beat Blake Snell. I love Blake Snell. He's been great.
Robletski's not going to make a start for them, right? It's going to be Snell, Yamamoto,
Glasnow, and
Skubal.
Skubal.
Oh, Skubal. Yeah. Oh my God.
But Snell will probably go into game 3. If the Dodgers so again, this is where like the wild card series matters. If you win in 3 games, okay, you don't have Snell, Yamamoto, or Skubal. You got to go with Glasnow, who again is a great pitcher, not as good as Chris Sale. You would be favored probably to lose that baseball game. Then you go to game 2, you're going to be back into being favored, but you lose game 1, right? And then you just get upset in game 2. Boom. So like this is what happened to them. That was the script in 21. I think people kind of forget that Dodgers team looked ready to knock out the Braves. And it didn't happen.
So this series they have against the Brewers is Gasser, Yamamoto, Sasaki is going game 1, and then Miz versus Robletski in game 3. So
I will say with the Brewers, their starting pitching is so good that while I have concerns about their offense in a playoff setting, they might be able to just win a bunch of 2-1 baseball games. Jacob Mizrowski's awesome. Kyle Harrison's awesome.
Jacob's awesome. I worry about the rest of it though. I worry
fair.
about I worry about the offense, like opportunity shot
I agree.
offense, like big swing. Like can you take a game on can you win a game on a swing, which is what playoffs tend to kind of boil down to at times, at least, with all the high leverage stuff.
I have a question for you then. If you were to rank best teams in the National League, going based on how likely you think they would be to go on a run and win the World Series, not like, oh, well, yeah, they're in first place, so their odds are higher to get a bye. No, I'm talking like, who do you think are the true talent best teams in the National League? Is Dodgers one for you?
Dodgers one. It's still, it's probably Cubs too, because I think a hot Cubs team is really scary. Brewers 3, Braves 4.
I think with me and the Cubs, it's like, all right, I'm always going to be a little skeptical of that starting pitching.
Yeah.
And I do think it matters in the postseason, but I think Kevin Gausman's like one of those. Kevin Gausman falls to me in like the Nathan Eovaldi bank of, the ERA is like 3.9, it's a 4, but postseason time.
Yeah, playoff riser.
Yeah, like I'm cool with you. You strike out guys, like you're built for the postseason.
Dude, I'm an Andy Pettit fan. Like the lights weren't bright enough during the season. I need brighter lights.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it really sucks that Horton got hurt and Cabrera keeps getting hurt and Steele had setbacks, because you feel like if you had one of Horton or Steele, you're like, wow, this team is, it's if they had both Horton and Steele, I think this team is
really good.
It's
man. Really good.
I think the starting pitching is my concern with them, but everything else I feel really good about. Their offense is dynamic. Their defense is stupendous. It's historically dominant how good their defense has been over the last few years. So I think we have the same list. I might move the Brewers were 3 for you or 4?
Brewers were 3, Braves 4.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. I was going to say the one area would be if you had the Braves or the Brewers.
I love Atlanta, but I have the Brewers over them.
It was a bad deadline. I think the deadline, like if they had pulled off the Soriano trade, I think I'm talking about them as team 2.
And I'm probably right there with you, especially with the way that they kind of turn things out. How would you do that exercise in the AL? Your top 4 AL teams? It's crazy. I think it's Yankees 1, and I don't want to be too coded, but I think it's Yankees 1. Tampa Bay 2.
I'm with you on the Yankees. Like again, I'm wearing my Yankee hat, Yankee boy over here, but like I think they're built for October in sense of they hit for power. They have great starting pitching. They have great frontline starting pitching. They have great rotation depth. So if you have a projected rotation where it's like, oh, Carlos Rodon's my game 4 starter, but someone goes down, like Ryan Weathers is more than capable game 4 starter.
Dude, Ryan Weathers
he'd be a game 3 starter on a lot of these teams.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ryan Weathers has been fantastic.
I feel good about that. I feel great about the fact that I think I have the advantage in game 1. Like when Cam Schiller's on the bump, I think I have the best starter on the mound in any possible series.
The only competition is if you get Toronto.
Right. Exactly. That's a great point. That's the one team where like that it gets a little dicey.
Yeah.
But you have such a better offense than they do. And your rotation depth is better. Like I looked at like the Red Sox series, there are times where they're throwing in this like second division mop-up guy, and they have to do that because their bullpen, they traded out of their bullpen. They dealt Jeff Hoffman. They dealt Gausman. They dealt Varsho, who, like, I know Varsho wasn't great for them, but Varsho, was still an above average. He's a league average starter out there. Brett Bateman has been fun for them, but I don't think Brett Bateman's better than Varsho. Like they did lower their floor, both in the rotation and lineup side. So I feel good about matching up with them. The Red Sox, I think I make a case for 2 only because of the pitching. The pitching is so good and so like strikeout heavy, and they have dog after dog after dog. They have a rotation that can actually like stack up with the Yankees if it's aligned properly.
Right.
The Rays, to me, it's like I just haven't seen a team.
You're not a believer in it.
It's hard for me.
Yeah. I'm starting to become more of a believer just because like when is it going to end?
I'm becoming more of a believer because they're starting to hit for more power. But I'm such a precedent guy. You know me, I'm a precedent guy. Like
you're a precedent process.
Right. Like how many teams built like the Rays win World Series championships? And the answer just isn't many. The last team to do it was 2015 Royals. It's not impossible. It's just not probable.
Yeah.
Is how I'd put it.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, definitely Royals was.
I will give the Rays the courtesy too, though. Like I feel like the Rays, like you're right. It does feel weird to put it feels weird to put a team 10 games above the Red Sox behind the Red Sox. That feels weird to do,
especially like when they ripped off 9 straight and like
yeah.
the way they're winning feels repeatable. It's weird, but like I'm saying this now at the same time I'm saying like, oh, I don't believe the Brewers are one of the top 2 in the NL.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of backwards a little bit. So I have no issue with you putting the Red Sox based
the
on
Red Sox aren't the Cubs. I guess is the best way to put it. The Red Sox aren't the Cubs.
Yeah,
like the Cubs are like the Red Sox have power concerns and aren't better than the Rays by record, whereas the Brewers are worse by power, closer to the Cubs in the standings. It's a different comparison.
Mm-hmm. I want to switch gears. Who's going to lead the league in home runs this year?
Oh man, dude, I feel like this is like I don't want to say the worst. I just want to say like the most obscure and lacking in like a clear guy.
It's obscure. It's really that's why I'm asking. So like I think Ben Rice is top 5 with like 31 or 32.
Yeah, he's at 32.
Right now the leader is at 35. So one hot week will do it. Yesterday Matt Olson hit one, and I love Matt Olson pimp jobs because they're not actual pimp jobs. It's like he's disappointed in the pitcher for throwing him that pitch. I watched it a couple times. I love like the Matt Olson look of disgust. I can't believe you just came middle at 91 miles per hour. Do you know who I am? Home run. It's very much like an open Steph Curry 3. Like if you don't step up and give me a challenge, I'm going to be really irritated. You know, Jordan obviously is like leader in batting average right now, and he's got big pop. And so you think if he keeps hitting the ball, maybe he'll get it. But again, the tie for 35: Olson, Schwarber, Jordan Jr., and then sitting there at 5th at 34 is Hunter Goodman.
You know, I'm not a betting man. I'm not, but I would go. Let's ride with the vibes here. Let's go Caminero. I think he's going to finish because there's something. I think he's the kind of hitter where his bat path is super flat, so he can go on these stretches where his contact rates are up and he's hitting the crap out of the ball. And instead of topping it, he's just getting it where he needs to in his wheelhouse. Well, he doesn't have to pull the ball in the air to hit it out either.
Aren't you making a case for Jordan too?
I think Jordan has a great case for it. I do think Jordan could get pitched to less in his lineup, though. Like, I think
that's fair.
I think the other part of this is like, all right, man, you're going to walk him to face Aranda.
Yeah,
that's not great. Right. Or like you Liam Hicks. Like, it's not that it's dumb to pitch to Caminero or to walk Caminero in all scenarios, but
it's not the level of fear that Jordan goes up there with.
Right. Jordan is literally, I think Jordan's the better player. It's funny. Jordan's a better player on a worse team. Therefore, I think he's going to hit fewer home runs because he's going to get fewer pitches to hit. Because you'd have to be a moron down the stretch playing this team and going, yeah, I'll let Jordan beat me. It's like, let Christian Walker beat you. Let Isak Paredes beat. Let anybody. This guy will beat you. You know, like this guy's not, he hits 330 and he hits billions of home runs further than anybody outside of like Judge and Stanton. Like, yeah. Don't pitch to him, please. And he strikes out like he's Juan Soto. Please stop pitching to him. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
I'm rooting for the Hunter Goodman home run champion.
That'd be sick. I'd love that for him.
And it's funny because if he just took advantage of, if he just hit decent at course, he would be in the lead by a pretty healthy stretch.
I just looked at this. You know, it's funny. Gross. It feels like there's a little bit of meat on the bone left by everybody. Like, again, Jordan being such a threat means he doesn't get pitched to as often. Yeah. I will say for Junior Caminero, he plays in a weird ballpark that always seems to skew pitcher friendly. Goodman, as you mentioned, has been like abnormally bad at home. So then compared it to last year where we were at this point in time last year, we had 5 guys with more than 35 home runs. We had a 45 home run, 43 home run, 42 home run, 38 home run, 37 home run. And Judge was doing this. This is while Judge had missed some time. So,
Judge missed time and still hit 52.
Yeah, like it does feel like there's a little bit of a power vacuum.
Well, people don't appreciate how ridiculous it is for him to do what he does, and it almost gets normalized. To be honest,
I'd say Ohtani is in this too. Like Ohtani's like weirdly just not in it. Like not that he's not like in it per se. It's just like he's not running away with it, or like he's not hitting 50 home runs this year probably, which is weird to say.
He's going to finish with less home runs than Ben Rice.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, it's a really good. I mean, I won't discount Ohtani's. Like Ohtani does have a purple patch to him that just like
purple patch last 2 weeks of the year always.
Oh, dude, if you get the last 4 weeks of the year, he could hit like he could actually hit like 20.
Well, it's when starting pitchers start getting shut down. You get some call ups, and then all of a sudden you have the 5-for-5 game.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're putting Luke Bacher against him, and you're done.
Hunter Greene, his second Tommy John surgery. He's a guy that among the more talented, arms that we've seen come in the last like 5 or 6 years, like supremely talented. And this season's been an absolute disaster after the way last season went. I'm gonna let you cook on this one because I blame a lot of this on Hunter Greene.
Yeah, I mean, he reported, the reporting over the offseason or to start the season was that Hunter Greene had known he was dealing with some elbow troubles. He had kind of danced around the bush in terms of informing the team and going through the kinds of procedures that you'd like your player to go through, given how serious an elbow injury could be for somebody who was a former Tommy John guy. And then when he got back on the mound this year, I mean, Chris, something was just off. Arm angle was up by 5 degrees, which isn't good for a guy with a riding 4-seam fastball. Velocity from 99.5 to 98.3 on the fastball. Spin rate, 2,400 RPMs to around 2,300. He lost some spin. The location plus, which is, I think, the strongest indicator for me of injury. Like, you're not right if your mechanics aren't right. 98 location plus compared to the year prior, 105. This reflected in less whiffs. This reflected in higher home run per 9 rates. It just reflected in him being like, his process sucked.
Sucked. Didn't want to get the surgery. I mean, it was a mess. And Cincinnati kind of told us they immediately rushed to extend Burns. And then they make Hunter Greene available for like 2 weeks. Nobody bites. And they say, never mind. We're just kidding.
It's just, I think it's honestly, you're right. Like, it does make it a little bit weird that they not weird. It makes it like, oh, that's why you're like, oh, you guys want to trade for him? What are you going to offer for him?
No, dude, I'm 80% sure that's what it was. Come trade for him. Then when nobody bit and nobody was interested, you all of a sudden, oh, no, we were never going to trade him anyway. No, it's because, like, people are going to see those physicals and it's going to be an enormous red flag.
Yeah. And again, it sucks, right? But it's one of those things where, like, if you're, I'm not saying the next 4 to 5 win pitcher is listening to this podcast and looking for us for injury advice. I'm not a doctor. But if you're a young player, if you're a player going up, like, you're not providing your team anything when you pitch hurt or compromised. And especially for the Reds, Hunter Greene could see the standings. The Reds weren't in it. Like, the Reds just weren't in it. Now, granted, there was enough time when he came back in the season where a hot stretch could push them back in it. But you have to recognize what the situation is with your season, what the severity of your arm troubles. You have to do better. It has to be. You have to report these things to your team, because you may not get tough brownie points, but your team's going to win more games. And that's really all that matters, in my opinion. It's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Do you win games? That's all that matters.
You got to win games. I'm right there with you. Well, that's all I got today, man. Today was a great episode. Go enjoy some daytime baseball and go follow us on all platforms. Make sure you like and sub while you're here. That's Ryan. I'm Chris. We are going to do Fireside Yankees a little bit later today, so I'm really excited about that. So be on the lookout for that. We will talk to you guys soon. Peace.